The camp is burning, not with fire, with plague. Bodies are being counted, 23,000 dead in days, and it is not stopping. At the entrance of the tent of meeting, the elders of Israel are weeping. Moses is weeping. The leadership of an entire nation, prostrate, immovable. And then, in full view of the assembly, an Israelite man walks through the camp, unhurried, holding a Midianite woman by the hand. He does not look away from Moses as he passes. He does not flinch. His name is Zimri. This is defiance performed for an audience. The weeping continues. No one moves. Except one. A young man rises from the assembly. He does not speak. He does not announce what he is about to do. He takes a spear, and he follows them in. What happens next will stop a plague and alter the trajectory of a nation. His name was Phinehas, and most people have never heard of him. Let me tell you where we are. 40 years of wilderness, nearly over. Israel has survived snakebite, rebellion, starvation, war. They are camped at Shittim, within sight of the land they were promised, this close. And here is where the enemy does not come with chariots. He comes with an invitation. The Moabite and Midianite women extend hospitality. They invite Israel to their feasts, and at those feasts, they invite them to bow before their gods. And Israel goes. This is not accidental. Numbers 31 will later describe this as a deliberate strategy, devised by a man named Balaam, who had already tried and failed to curse Israel directly. When the curse would not work from outside, he counseled seduction from within. You cannot destroy a people who are protected, but you can corrupt them from the inside. And a corrupted covenant cuts its own people loose. The plague begins. God's anger burns against Israel. The text does not soften this. Moses receives instruction. The Lord said to Moses,
"Take all the leaders of these people, kill them, and expose them in broad daylight before the Lord, so that the Lord's fierce anger may be turned away from Israel."
It is a severe command, and the elders are assembled to carry it out, but the dying has not stopped. And then Zimri walks through the camp. He is not a nobody. He is the son of Salu, a leader in the tribe of Simeon. He knows exactly who can see him. He knows exactly what he is doing. The woman he brings is Cosbi, daughter of Zur, a Midianite chieftain. This is not two people slipping away quietly. This is a public act of contempt. Covenant loyalty, performed as worthless. The grief of the assembly, treated as irrelevant. The plague killing their people, someone else's problem. Moses weeps. The assembly weeps. No one moves. Phinehas is the grandson of Aaron, son of Eleazar the high priest, third-generation priesthood. He understands what the covenant means. He understands what its collapse looks like. He rises. He takes a spear. And he follows them into the tent. Scripture records it plainly. He drives the spear through both of them. The plague stops. 24,000 had died. It stops at that moment. Not the next day, not after a ceremony. The moment the act of open defiance is ended, the dying stops. God speaks to Moses.
"Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned my anger away from the Israelites. Since he was as zealous for my honor among them as I am, I did not put an end to them in my zeal. I am making my covenant of peace with him."
A covenant of peace, given to a man who just killed two people in a tent. The text holds both of those things at the same time. It does not resolve the tension for you. This story is not about anger management. It is not permission for vigilante action. And if your takeaway is that passionate people can bypass accountability, you have missed it entirely. This story is about a specific kind of failure and a specific kind of intervention. The failure is paralysis in the face of public, escalating collapse. Moses was not indifferent. He was weeping. The elders were not indifferent. They were assembled. But weeping and assembling had not stopped the dying. Grief without action, when action is required, is its own kind of abandonment. The text uses a specific word for what Phinehas possessed, shinah, translated as zeal, but it carries the weight of fierce loyalty, the kind of loyalty that cannot watch a covenant dissolve and remain seated. God says Phinehas was zealous with God's own zeal, not personal rage, not personal offense, covenant fidelity, at the point where it cost something to act on it. Psalm 106 remembers this moment generations later. It credits Phinehas with righteousness, a word used in the same breath as Abraham's faith. That is how seriously the text takes this moment. So let me be direct with you. Most of us are not watching a plague spread through a camp. Most of us are not holding a spear. But most of us know what it feels like to watch something collapse and convince ourselves that standing nearby and grieving is the same as intervening. It is not. This story draws a hard line between concern and action, between feeling the weight of a situation and actually doing something about it. Phinehas did not have more information than Moses. He did not have more authority. He rose because he could not remain seated. What is it in your life, in your community, in your own integrity, that you have been standing near and grieving over? What requires you to rise? Zeal without wisdom is dangerous, we know that. But wisdom without zeal, at the moment something critical requires action, that is its own kind of failure. Phinehas was not remembered for his grief. He was remembered for what he did with it. Numbers 25:13 says, Phinehas and his descendants received a covenant of a lasting priesthood because he was zealous for his God and made atonement for the Israelites. He did not receive a medal. He received a calling. The story does not end with celebration. It ends with assignment, as if the intervention itself was the beginning of something, not the conclusion. Zeal that stops destruction does not get to rest afterward. It gets redirected. That may be the most honest thing this story offers. If this story unsettled you, good, it should. Below this video, you will find carefully chosen resources aligned with the heart of this story. Not quick answers, not comfortable conclusions. Just honest material to help you sit with what it means to act when it costs something. Explore them if you feel led. Ignore them if you don't. Either way, thank you for spending this time with us.